Hey guys, welcome to Ollie Board. I'm Saurav, your science faculty, and welcoming everyone in Ollie Board. And in this session, we are going to discuss one very important chapter, that is sources of energy. Renewable and non-renewable source of energy is our today's topic. And so let's start. Take your pen and paper and make the notes from the slides and try to understand each and everything, because although this chapter is very easy, okay, there is nothing much to understand, just an informative chapter. So take the information and make your notes properly so that you can revise at the time of your examination. Okay, so let's start our today's class on sources of energy. Okay, so conventional sources of energy and non-conventional source of energy, that is biomass and coal and petroleum. And similarly, non-conventional source of energy is solar energy or tidal energy. Understood? So let's start our today's class. So the two major sources of energy can be classified under conventional sources and non-conventional sources. Clear? So two major source of energy are what? One is conventional source of energy and another one is non-conventional source of energy. And similarly, conventional source are known as non-renewable source of energy, means they are present in a limited amount. They are present in limited amount, non-renewable source of energy. And non-conventional sources mean renewable energy. Okay, renewable energy means ki they are not finite. They are not finite. Understood? They are not finite. So now sources of energy is categorized into two parts. One is conventional and another one is non-conventional sources. Now conventional sources is further categorized into two parts. One is commercial and another one is non-commercial conventional energy. Commercial: coal, petroleum and electricity. Coal, petroleum and electricity are the energy comes under the commercial source, commercial conventional sources of energy, as well as firewood or straw or a dried dung. Okay, the fuel which we produce from dried dung or by the burning of the woods, that kind of energy is known as non-commercial conventional sources of energy, which we use in our households. Okay, just for our personal purposes. Just for our personal purposes we use this kind of energy. And what are non-conventional sources? Means they are renewable source of energy, like bioenergy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, and energy from the urban waste. These are the non-conventional sources of energy. And most important is solar, wind and tidal energy. These three are very important. These three are very important. Understood? Now what are conventional source of energy? Let understand in a deep way. Okay, let understand in a deep way of conventional source of energy. So what are conventional sources of energy? So these sources of energy are also known as non-renewable sources of energy and are available in limited quantity. And further it can be classified under commercial and non-commercial, as I just said in our earlier slide. Now commercial energy sources: coal, electricity and petroleum. Coal, electricity and petroleum are known as commercial energy, since the consumer needs to pay its price to buy them. Okay, if you want to use coal, you have to pay some price of it. If you want petroleum, like petrol and diesel, and you know that petrol price at current point of time is very high. To use petrol, to use diesel, you have to pay for it. Similarly for coal, you have to pay for it. That's why these kind of energy comes under commercial energy sources. Clear? And so let's start with coal. Here first one is coal. First one is coal. So coal is the most important source of energy. Coal is the most important source of conventional energy. And there are more than 1,48,790 coal deposits in India. See how much coal is present in our country. 1,48,790 coal deposits. Between 2005 to 2006, the annual production went up to 343 million tons per year. Million tons, 343 million tons per year coal. Okay, and India is the fourth largest coal producing country. Very, very important information. India is the fourth largest coal producing country, and the deposits are mostly found in Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Bengal. Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Bengal. Okay, coal obviously to make fire, basically we use coal, okay, to light the fire. Okay, and various industries also uses coal, like thermal power plants use coal in a very large amount, clear. And in domestic purposes we use coal, okay, and shops also, okay. So all over India we use coal, and in a very large quantity, basically, okay. And we have to pay for it, that's why it comes under commercial energy sources. Understood. Now B1, B option, oil and natural gas. Oil and natural gas, these are also non-renewable source of energy. These are also non-renewable sources of energy. Today oil is the liquid gold, very important. Today oil is the liquid gold and one of the crucial sources of energy in India and the world. Oil is mostly used in planes or automobiles, trains and ships. What we use petrol and diesel. We use petrol and high octane number fuel, high octane number diesel or petrol. High octane number represents the quality of the fuel. Octane number represents the quality of the fuel. Depends upon the octane number, you can decide whether its quality is good or not good. If octane number is high, then quality of that fuel is very, very nice. If octane number is low, which means its quality is not up to the mark, clear. And oil and natural gas, basically it they found in Assam, Gujarat and Mumbai. They found in Assam, Gujarat and Mumbai. Understood. Now electricity is a common source of energy and used for domestic and commercial purposes, okay. Obviously we use electricity in our home also, okay, and commercial purposes also we use electricity. So it's a common energy source for domestic as well as commercial purpose. It is mainly utilized in electrical appliances like fridge, television, washing machine and air conditioning, everything, okay. Whatever the appliances you are using in your home, all appliances are utilized, basically mainly utilized electrical, basically mainly not utilize, basically they consume electricity, okay. And the major sources of power generation are mentioned below, like nuclear power, thermal power and hydroelectric power. The major sources for what? Electricity production. Major sources for electricity production. What are the major sources? Nuclear power plants, thermal power plants which use coal, and hydroelectric power plant. Hydroelectric, basically this hydroelectric, it comes under renewable source of energy. It comes under renewable source of energy, but still it is commercial, and we have already categorize the energy into two parts. So we have uh, basically what we did now, we put hydroelectric power in uh, conventional source of energy, just to read them along with all other conventional source of energy like nuclear power and thermal power. But hydroelectric power is in general, in reality, basically it is renewable source of energy. Understood. Now, first one, thermal power. First one is thermal power. So, thermal power is generated at various power stations by means of oil and coal. It is a vital source of electric current. As of July 2020, India has total thermal installed capacity of 231.45 gigawatt. So, see how much electricity our country is producing just from by using the coal and oils in thermal power plants itself. Almost 86% of the thermal power is obtained from coal and the rest from lignite. Lignite is also a form of coal, and diesel and gas. See, 86% of thermal power we are generating at current point of time just by using the conventional source of energy, which is coal. And the private sector generates 46.9% of India's thermal power, whereas the state and central generates 27.9 and 25.3% power respectively. Just a information, okay. Just remember that almost 46 to 47% of the power, thermal power, private sector generates in India. Clear? Now hydroelectric power. Hydro means water. Means somewhere we are using water to produce the electricity. So hydroelectric power is produced by constructing dams above flowing rivers like Damodar Valley projects and Bhakra Nagar project, and with the force of the water stream in these dams, basically we use these water streams to rotate our turbines and these turbines produces electrical energy. So this way hydroelectric power basically produces the electrical energy. Clear? By constructing the dams above flowing rivers like Damodar and sorry, Bhagirathi River and Alaknanda also. There are various rivers over which construction of dam is going on, or already dams are constructed there. Okay, and we are generating the electricity from it. Now nuclear power. This is very very important. Nuclear power. The fuel used in nuclear power plants is uranium. Okay, uranium fuel, uranium 92. We use uranium 92 235. We use this as our fuel. In nuclear plants. And nuclear power plants work under the process of nuclear fission. They work by the process of nuclear fission. Basically nuclear fission occurs in nuclear power plants, and uranium breaks into barium and krypton plus three neutrons. Okay, three neutrons, and further these three neutron again attack to the three atoms of uranium, and then again those three uranium atom will convert into barium and krypton, and each uranium atom again it will release three neutrons, and the process will go on, and this kind of process is known as uncontrolled chain reaction. So to control this uncontrolled chain reaction, we use heavy water or graphite rods as the moderator in nuclear reactors. Graphite rod and as well as we use a D2O, that is heavy water, as the moderators in nuclear reactors. Okay, so this is very very important. Now the fuel used in nuclear power plants is uranium, which costs less than coal. Nuclear power plants can be found in Kaiga. One is in Kaiga, Karnataka. Another one is Kota in Rajasthan, and one is Narora in UP, and one is Kalapakkam in Chennai. And there are various other plants also. There are various other nuclear power plants also. These are few examples only. So now we will discuss about what are non-conventional sources of energy, which means the energy which is present in unlimited amount. The energy which is present in unlimited amount, such kind of energy is known as non-conventional sources of energy, which means renewable sources of energy. And what are the examples of renewable sources of energy? One is tidal energy, wind energy, solar energy, and bioenergy. Okay, these are the four examples here. Okay, and these are basically they are present in unlimited amount. Solar energy, it comes from sun. Okay, sunlight. Basically we use sunlight to produce energy na. So the amount of sunlight is unlimited and it is eternal. Okay, you will get sunlight forever. And similarly tidal energy, that is tides from sea. And wind never gonna stop blowing. Okay, so you will always get wind energy. So these energy comes under renewable sources of energy. Now first one is solar energy. This is the energy that is produced by sunlight. This is the energy that is produced by sunlight. The photovoltaic cells are exposed to sunlight based on a form of electricity that needs to produce. The energy is utilized for cooking and distillation of water. Okay, the energy produced by sun is basically it is used utilized in cooking and distillation of water. And now at current point of time we are using solar cells in large amount to produce electrical energy for commercial purposes also, but still it requires a very high amount of capital. Okay, large expenses are there, and it requires very large area to set up solar cells there. Okay, solar power plants there. And so that you can in that condition only produce electrical energy. Okay, so at current point of time, yes, we are producing the commercial energy from the solar cells also, okay, by using the solar cells. Now, another one is wind energy. This kind of energy is generated by harnessing the power of wind, by using what? Windmills, by using the windmills, windmills, and mostly used in operating water pumps for irrigation purposes. Okay, so these are somewhere what at current point of time we are not utilizing these non-conventional source of energy as the commercial energy. Basically, yes, somewhere at some point still we are trying to use these non-conventional source of energy as the commercial energy, but most of the cases basically we are using these energy as our household consumption. Okay, in our household consumption or for personal purposes we are utilizing these kind of non-conventional energy, like for irrigation purposes in pumps. And India stands as the second largest country in generation of wind power. India is the second largest country basically in the generation of wind power by using the windmills. Still we are very far behind to produce energy at you can say in a commercial level, just to import or just to export. Okay, so at current point of time we are not producing that amount of energy from by using the sun also or by using the wind also. Okay, that is from sunlight or by using the wind. Clear? Now, third one is tidal energy. So the energy that is generated by exploiting the tidal waves of the sea is known as tidal energy. Obviously, from its name it is defining itself what is tidal energy. This source is yet to be tapped due to the lack of cost effective technology. This source is yet to be tapped due to lack of cost effective technology. Basically, to harness the power of tides, basically we have to set up a various equipments there which are somewhere very costly. And it requires very nice engineering basically to produce electricity by using the energy from tides. Okay, so that's why still we are lacking somewhere to tap the tidal energy basically. Okay, and in some other countries also they are using some machines to produce energy from the tides also. In India also we are using tidal energy, but not in that much amount. Somewhere experiment is going on. Okay, in all over the world even experiments are going on. Okay, how can we maximum uh, utilize, or you can say the increase, how you can increase the production of electricity or energy by using the sunlight or by using the wind and by using the tides are going on. Okay, so current point of time we are using conventional sources of energy in a much higher quantity in comparison to the non-conventional sources. Okay, and now we will discuss about what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of conventional energy sources as well as uh, non-conventional energy sources. So what are the advantages of conventional energy sources? Conventional energy sources are also known as non-renewable energy source and have the following advantage. The efficiency of energy source is very high. This energy source is well known source like coal and petroleum. Well known source are there. These are well known source. You know that they will produce energy, coal and petroleum. Similarly, the production expenses are low. The production expenses are low, and this is somewhere a very big reason. Because of that, at current point also, we are using conventional energy sources. Okay, because to produce the power from non-conventional energy sources, it is still very cost effective thing. Okay, and what are the disadvantages of conventional energy sources? Obviously they are not environment friendly. They are uh, making our air polluted. Okay, air pollution, they are contributing in air pollution, and when used on long run can deplete soon, means they are present in limited quantity. Okay, so obviously at current point we are using these conventional energy sources in a very large amount, so one day they gonna extinct. Okay, and it will deplete soon. Okay, so they are limited, and so it is a disadvantage. So these are the two disadvantages. It is not environment friendly, and when used on a longer run can deplete soon. Clear? And these three are the advantages. Now we will discuss about what are the advantages of non-conventional sources of energy. So below are some advantages of non-conventional sources of energy, and these three are the very important points. These sources of energy are environment friendly. Okay, very important. Environment friendly. Okay. Uh, they will not produce pollution like what air pollution or water pollution. They are inexhaustible. They are inexhaustible, which means present in unlimited amount. Present in unlimited amount, and they are easy to operate like sunlight. Just by using the sunlight, by using the solar cell, and just by putting the windmill, we can harness the wind energy. Okay, so they are easy to operate, but still they are very costly. What is the importance? So for non-conventional sources of energy, now there is a one big disadvantage. There is one big disadvantage, and this is their high price value or high maintenance value or high cost value. Clear? What is the importance of non-conventional sources of energy? So non-conventional sources of energy are considered to be important as they are renewable, pollution free, availability of them is in abundance. Okay, and they are environment friendly. And the last point is, which is the largest non-conventional source of energy? Very important. The largest non-conventional source of energy is solar energy. The largest non-conventional source of energy is solar energy. Okay, so guys, this is all for today, and this session was very small session. Okay, not so much was there to discuss in this session basically. That is conventional and non-conventional source of energy, and don't worry about that. This information is very sufficient for your upcoming examination. So don't worry about that. Just note each and every information and revise it properly. Okay, and so we will meet in our next class. And so guys, have a nice day. Take care and bye bye. And bye bye.